the tapestry of our daily lives, we encounter situations that have the potential to trigger emotional reactions, often following recognizable patterns. These patterns can be as diverse as the demands of children, the complexities of intimate relationships, or the ever-present specter of financial concerns. What makes these scenarios fascinating is that they don't unfold randomly. They adhere to a certain predictability, much like the steady approach of an oncoming train. As we navigate through life, we develop an acute sense of anticipation, recognizing these patterns before they reach their crescendo. This awareness becomes akin to a sixth sense, a visceral understanding that something is about to unfold. In those moments, we find ourselves standing at a crossroads, acutely aware that a choice is imminent. We can either brace ourselves for reactivity, allowing external circumstances to dictate our responses, or we can consciously embrace the moment as it unfolds, thereby reclaiming agency over our reactions. The recognition of a situation building up presents an opportunity that hinges on the extraordinary power of awareness. This awareness is not a passive state. It is an active force that surges within us, akin to the illumination that seeps through the clouds on an overcast day, dispelling the shadows of unconscious reaction. The choice then lies before us, like a fork in the road. In one direction, we can tread the well-worn path of reactivity, where emotions swell and spill over, wreaking havoc on our inner peace. In the other direction, we can opt for a more mindful response, an embrace of the present moment as it unfolds. Choosing the latter is akin to holding the reins of a spirited horse. We gain control not by stifling its energy, but by directing it purposefully. This awakened state does not render us passive or indifferent to circumstances. On the contrary, it endows us with a remarkable form of strength, the strength to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It's the strength to address the challenges of life without relinquishing the inner calm that serves as our sanctuary. Maintaining inner equilibrium, despite the unpredictable dance of the world, is a strength that comes from awareness. While our best efforts can lead us towards this awareness, it's important to acknowledge that there will still be moments when we find ourselves at the precipice of reactivity. These are the losing it moments, where the rush of emotions momentarily sweeps us off our feet. Interestingly, during these moments, we may not even realize that we're losing control. In essence, we lose consciousness. People often use the term casually, but underneath its surface lies a profound truth about human behavior. In the midst of this emotional tempest, there's a peculiar paradox at play. At the very moment when we are most entangled in reactivity, we remain blissfully unaware of it. Our consciousness temporarily recedes into the shadows, eclipsed by the intensity of our emotional response. This momentary loss of consciousness is like a storm cloud enveloping the sun, obscuring its brilliance. In these instances, we're losing it, in the truest sense, slipping into a state of unconsciousness where our reactions are no longer under our control. Following these losing it moments, a familiar duo often enters the stage: guilt and self-judgment. When one loses control, it is almost instinctual to chastise oneself, becoming angry and convinced that we should have acted differently. This self-directed anger becomes a tangled web intricately woven with the initial irritation or anger felt towards others, adding fuel to the burning fire and intensifying the emotional turmoil within. What's striking about this phenomenon is the layered nature of reactivity. It's not a linear process. Rather, it spirals, with each layer compounding the intensity of the one before. First, there's the initial emotional reaction, such as anger. Then comes the losing it moment, when consciousness momentarily slips away. Subsequently, there's the realization of having lost it, often followed by guilt and self-judgment. These layers of reactivity particularly the self-directed ones, can be immensely challenging to navigate. We find ourselves caught in a web of our own making, struggling to break free. However, it's crucial to understand that this intricate dance of emotions is not a reflection of personal failing. Instead, it's a testament to the complexity of the human psyche. Recognizing these patterns and understanding their origins can pave the way for a more compassionate and balanced response to reactivity, both towards others and oneself. Embracing imperfection becomes a pivotal aspect of the journey towards controlling reactivity. It entails recognizing that these moments of losing it are not flaws, but rather integral aspects of the human experience. The idea is to shift from self-condemnation to compassion for oneself. Instead of berating oneself for these lapses in consciousness, it's more constructive to view them as essential markers of growth and awakening. Moreover, these lost moments serve as potent reminders of the broader context. They highlight the fact that our journey is not merely personal, but part of a larger shift in consciousness. We are not isolated in our struggles. We are a microcosm of the evolving human collective. This perspective is transformative, reframing perceived imperfections as vital contributions to a monumental awakening process. In essence, as we embrace these imperfections, we acknowledge that we are not separate from the evolving tapestry of humanity. We are, in our own unique way, participants in the ongoing process of shifting from unconsciousness to consciousness. This shift is not devoid of moments of unconsciousness. It encompasses them. Rather than viewing these losing it moments as detours on our path, they become stepping stones guiding us towards a more profound understanding of ourselves and the intricate dance of reactivity. In the practice of managing reactivity, surrender and acceptance emerge as potent allies. When we do lose control and react, the pivotal moment lies in acknowledging this without judgment. Surrendering to the fact that we are human, and like all humans, prone to moments of unconsciousness, is a profound act of self-compassion. It's like extending a gentle hand to ourselves amidst the tumult of emotions, saying, "It's okay. I'm only human." By surrendering, we release the grip of self-blame and the spiraling self-judgment that often accompanies reactivity. Instead of adding layers of guilt and anger towards ourselves, we allow the moment to be as it is, recognizing it as an integral part of our journey. In essence, we surrender to the reality of the present moment, letting go of resistance and aversion. This surrender does not equate to resignation or apathy. Rather, it's a nuanced form of resilience. It's the ability to weather the storm of reactivity, acknowledging its transient nature. Through this surrender, we remain present in the moment, maintaining a clear awareness of our inner state. In this way, we may be able to traverse the intricate terrain of reactivity with greater equanimity, compassion, and resilience. The subtlety of practice in managing reactivity lies in its ability to transform our relationship with life's challenges. It requires a vigilant approach to our daily existence, a keen eye for the patterns that trigger emotional reactions. These patterns often repeat themselves like familiar melodies in the orchestra of our life. However, by staying alert and recognizing these evolving compositions, we can prevent the crescendo of reactivity from reaching its peak. Moreover, this practice is not about numbing our emotional responses or suppressing them. Instead, it invites us to remain engaged with life's unpredictability while retaining a sense of inner balance. It's akin to walking a tightrope, where we gracefully navigate the external world's turbulence while maintaining an unwavering inner composure. In these moments of heightened awareness, we might discover that the reaction we anticipated doesn't manifest. The situation unfolds differently because our relationship with it has shifted. Instead of reacting impulsively, we respond consciously. This is where the real magic happens. By choosing to embrace the moment as it is, we reclaim agency over our reactions, steering them away from turbulent waters toward calmer shores.